Chapter 2070, 3 Disaster Relief. Bailey Chongqing looked particularly funny at this moment, and everyone was having a hard time holding back their laughter. Tianhai City was destroyed again. This scene seemed familiar. It was a place full of disasters. Bailey Chongqing didn't feel too bad about these things, because the destroyed buildings could be rebuilt. But those who died will never come back again. Bailey Chongqing stared at Hai Fengqi. He knew who the culprit was. At this time, the sound of communication came from the underground shelter, coming from Ma Zheng. "Mr. Bailey, how are you now? Is it safe outside?" "It looks safe for now, but it's hard to say." "Have you counted the number of people? How many of us are missing?" "We haven't had time to count the number yet. But according to preliminary estimates, the number of casualties from this tsunami should be over 5,000. There was a hint of sadness in Ma Zheng's voice. The total population of Tianhai City is only about 70,000 to 80,000 people, but this time the population lost nearly 1/10 of it. These 5,000 people are not ordinary people. Each of them is the elite in their field. This loss is undoubtedly huge. Bailey Chongqing's eyes were a little red. It's not like he had never seen death and separation before, but these people all died in front of him. He saved many people, but also missed many people. Therefore, every person who died would make him feel guilty. If he could be stronger, he would definitely be able to save more people. The Wulwan Empire. Bailey Chongqing clenched his fists so hard that his nails pierced his palms. He didn't even notice the drops of blood flowing out. Not only him, but all the members of the fleeing force were also staring at Hai Feng with an indescribable concentration in their hearts. In this world, peace and security are truly such a luxury. Even if it is short-lived, it cannot last forever? No, that's not the case. The young Fukiage force members realized that this was simply because they were not strong enough. As long as they can become stronger, they will have the ability to protect someone they want to protect. Sobbing sounds were heard from a 16-year-old reservist of the Fukiage force, who was still a child before the end of the war. But now his last child has allowed him to grow up rapidly, and he is already needed to protect everyone's safety. This was the first time he had seen such a tragic situation today, and he found it hard to accept it. "Go get stronger." Bailey Chongqing patted his shoulder. The usually ruthless devil instructor showed a rare touch of tenderness today. "Only when you are strong enough can you protect everyone you want to protect." Bailey Chongqing took a deep breath. "The storm is coming. I don't know how he'll explain to Zhang Yi after he comes back." He failed miserably in his mission of guarding the house this time. But he was also secretly worried in his heart, because he knew that if the Wulwan Empire really wanted to attack them, this tsunami would not be the end. It's just the beginning. Bailey Chongqing did not contact Zhang Yi directly, because before Zhang Yi left, he roughly told him how important the mission was and that even he would be in danger. Bai Qi Chongqing didn't dare to disturb Zhang Yi about this matter. He thought of what Deng Shintong had told him, that if anything happened he should not contact Zhu Zheng but would be better off going to the Deng family. So, he used the communication equipment and immediately contacted Deng Yuanhua, the head of the Deng family who was far away in Blizzard City. "Mr. Deng, I am Bai Qi Chongqing. Something happened in Tianhai. It was done by people from the Wulwan Empire." At this time in Blizzard City, Deng Yuanhua had also received news about the coast. His expression was solemn, and he said to Bailey Chongqing, "It's not just Tianhai. I think there are places with more serious losses than Tianhai." Bai Qi Chongqing thought about it, and suddenly his face changed. "You mean Donghai City?" Tianhai has a population of less than 100,000. But Donghai City is right on the seashore. As the capital of the Donghai region, it has a permanent population of over 1 million. Among them, there are nearly 200,000 naval soldiers alone. If this huge tsunami affects Donghai City, the losses will be unimaginable. In fact, the losses of Donghai City far exceeded anyone's imagination. Because others don't know, all the aliens of Ypsilon level in Donghai City are not in the city. At this point in time, Xuanwu, Zhuke, and Li Changgong are still in the sealed place. Huge waves hundreds of meters high were coming, It was a doomsday-level disaster that could easily submerge a large city. The ships and submarines in the ocean were completely destroyed. Huge waves surged into the city, almost completely destroying the unsinkable aircraft carrier. At the critical moment, Li Guangxiao launched an emergency evacuation plan. There are several large refuge bases built in Donghai City, similar to Tianhai, all of which are built underground and can withstand nuclear explosion-level attacks. A large number of people took refuge underground, while some people flew high into the sky on a small number of flying vehicles. As the supreme commander, Li Guangxiao chose to escape underground and defend Donghai City without any time to think. This huge tsunami engulfed more than a dozen cities along the southeast coast in less than 2 hours and affected more than 30 cities. The waves are swallowing them, and the temperature is so cold that even if some people are lucky enough to survive, they will face extremely harsh living conditions. This huge tsunami event shocked the whole world. The Xinjiang region immediately sought out experts in the field and finally concluded that this tsunami, which broke out suddenly, had a wide range and caused huge damage, could not have been caused naturally. It should be a huge tsunami caused by some powerful natural weapon. Or it may be artificially created by some extremely powerful aliens. This is the conclusion that is closest to reality after discussion. The entire Huaxu kingdom was in chaos. At the highest command center in Blizzard City, Zhu Zheng was surprised to learn the news and asked, "Is Zhang Yi not in Tianhai?" Lan Xinqing nodded. Yes, he should have left. Zhu Zheng slammed the table with all his strength. If he was in Tianhai, why would it come to this? Lan Xinqing sighed helplessly. Zhu Shuai, does he need to report to you for anything he wants to do? You don't know what's going on. Lan Xinqing hurriedly asked, should we express our gratitude? Zhu Zheng said seriously. Of course. Tianhai is also a part of our Jiangnan region. Now that they have encountered a disaster, we should help them. How about this? You organize people immediately and go to rescue after the tsunami danger is reduced. Remember to prepare more supplies. Chapter 2074. Fight to the Death. Xinjiang Region. Earth Temple. After Ho Tu came back from Qinling Mountains, she locked herself in the Temple of the God of Earth and never left the gate of the Temple of the God of Earth. Not only that, she also told Shang Daowen and Meng Yujun that unless it was an extremely urgent matter, they were not allowed to disturb her. But this time, the matter was indeed extremely urgent. Shang Daowen braved the cold north wind, wearing a dark-colored cloak, and came to the entrance of the temple, then reached out and knocked on the door. Ho Tu, there is something extremely urgent that I need to discuss with you. In the Temple of the Earth, behind a black curtain, Ho Tu was lying on the ground, her black dress spread out like a lotus in the water. Her dark eyes stared blankly at the ceiling. Around her, many jade chips were placed in a disorderly manner. Hearing Shang Daowen's voice, Ho Tu slowly got up from the ground, tucked her small feet wearing black hollow lace stockings under the hem of her skirt, and then sat up cross-legged. Come in. Her voice was light. After coming down from Qinling Mountains, she has been studying what the mysterious being taught her. The first time she saw it, she was already astonished. Every time I watch it again afterwards, I have different feelings. But after a while, I became more and more confused and couldn't make any further progress. Maybe I was too hasty. Ho Tu sighed inwardly. Shang Daowen pushed open the palace door, walked slowly towards her, and stopped outside the curtain. I'm sorry, I didn't bother you, did I? Ho Tu said. What's the matter? Tell me. Shang Daowen took a deep breath, calmed himself down, and then slowly said. Along the southeast coast, dozens of cities were affected by the huge tsunami. Many cities, including Tianhai City and Donghai City, were successively submerged, with heavy casualties. When Ho Tu heard these words, her eyes suddenly became sharp. Another underground civilization has taken action? Shang Daowen nodded. If I'm not mistaken, it was someone from the Wulwan Empire who did it. Ho Tu's hands suddenly clenched the hem of her clothes. The war with the Wulwan Empire almost led to the destruction of the entire Huaxu kingdom. If the Qinling Dragon clan had not intervened, they would have been killed or turned into puppets. The Wulwan Empire? Ho-Tu gritted her teeth and recited these words word by word. They are really difficult to deal with. They are obsessed with destroying us. Hasn't the lesson they received last time been enough? Zhang Daowen said. They are still somewhat afraid of the dragons. After all, they don't know whether the dragons will always protect us, so they just triggered a tsunami and submerged dozens of coastal cities. The cities that suffered the most this time were Zhangyi's Tianhai City and the Donghai region. The current losses are still within an acceptable range. But what I am worried about is that the Wulwan Empire will not stop here. When Ho-Tu heard this, she suddenly realized a problem. She asked, why did the Wulwan Empire attack the southeast coast? If they want to ignite the war again, there is not much point in doing this. Or are they just venting their anger? Zhang Daowen shook his head. We have no way of knowing this. But we can confirm one thing. Zhang Yi is not in Tianhai City. Zhang Yi. Ho-Tu fell into silence. Zhang Yi's current strength has reached a level that even she is amazed at. Now that he has the strength, he doesn't need to ask anyone for permission to do anything. At most, you would just say it when you feel the need, and this would be considered giving face to people from other regions. Ho-Tu said calmly, since Zhang Yi hasn't come yet, we shouldn't act rashly. First, we need to gather intelligence and find out what the Wulwan Empire is trying to do. Second, organize manpower and bring supplies to rescue. Zhang Dao nodded. I have discussed this with Meng Shuai. He sent someone to prepare this morning. But we must be prepared for a second war. Ho-Tu felt a little headache. In fact, all major regions of Huaxiu Kingdom have always been worried about the comeback of the Wulwan Empire. The last time the Dragon Clan took action, it was because they owed them a favor and wanted to repay a debt. Now the two races have been cleared. As for the relationship between the Dragon Clan and Xingjing, it was the Xingjing region that rushed to make contact, but then tried to curry favor with them. If you ask them to go to war with the Wulwan Empire for the sake of Huaxiu Kingdom, they will not pay any attention to you. Ho-Tu's headache was that she didn't want to fight such a dangerous battle again. Even though she was known as the #1 master in Huaxiu country former, she was just a girl in her early 20s and was not that strong inside. She will feel tired if she has to shoulder the burden of a country's survival. Ho-Tu slowly closed her eyes. Go get ready. However, we should wait for Zhang Yi to come and discuss what to do. At least there is Zhang Yi here, and that bastard can share some of the responsibilities with her. Well, it would be better if he became stronger now and could take on the main responsibility, then I would be able to relax a lot. Ho-Tu thought with some evil humor in her heart. After seeing Zhang Dao off, she picked up the white jade chips at hand, closed her eyes, and thought about the knowledge taught by the elders of the Dragon Clan. Then she solemnly raised the white jade chips in her hand and threw them into the air like a fairy from heaven. These white jade chips were suspended in the air, forming the shape of a complex bagua formation. It looks somewhat similar to the sealing technique that Changwan used in the sealed place. On the other side, inside the Wulwan Empire, it was common knowledge that the Grand Marshal of the army, Zheng Lu, had endured the grief of losing his son. Because of this, Zheng Lu issued the most severe military order of revenge against the Huaxiu Kingdom. Landing operations would involve risks, which they were unwilling to take. However, they believed that the Dragon Clan only attacked the army of the Wulwan Empire out of a desire to protect their own territory. So Zheng Lu directly ordered his troops to blockade the sea area. Hitting coastal cities with tsunamis is only the first step. From now on, any people, ships, or aircraft from Huaxiu Kingdom that leave the territory of Huaxiu Kingdom from the Pacific Ocean will be intercepted and killed by the troops of the Wulwan Empire. If you encounter a person from Huaxiu country on the ocean, kill him. I want to make them feel what despair is. The day of fall has not really come yet. I cannot fully demonstrate my power, so I cannot be outside for a long time. But that day will not be too far away. Chaos, you damn thing, a lowly first-generation human. I must kill you with my own hands, using the most cruel and vicious means in the world, to kill you and everyone around you. In recent days, the military of the Wulwan Empire could hear Zheng Lu's hysterical roar. Dear viewers, thanks for staying with me. We'll try to get you more updates. Please like and subscribe and share the video with your friends. Love you all.